Joe, I'm wondering a quick turnaround for the Jets. I don't think there were Thursday night games when you played. How difficult is it to prepare for a game on the road on Thursday when you played on Sunday?
You know what? You hit it right on the head. We played in Yankee Stadium on a Thursday night one time. After,
really?
Yeah, we had the old hurricane come through. And the game was rescheduled against the Giants. Was it the Giants or maybe the Raiders we played there? It's tough. But these guys, again, it's no excuse not to be ready. They've had the offseason. Both of these teams are familiar with each other. Buffalo and the Jets, come on. You're not going to fool each other with anything, I don't believe. It's just going to be a matter of who gets out there and physically takes control.
Joe, I said this earlier in the show, and I know it sounds maybe like hyperbole. I think the loser of this game Thursday, their season could be over. When you look at how tough the schedule is, the Jets come out and have to play Pittsburgh and Arizona and Seattle and Kansas City. The Buffalo Bills have to take on Buffalo and Arizona. You can't start 0-4 and make the playoffs, and I think that's what the loser on Thursday is staring right at.
Yeah, they may be, very well so, but they're not going to think that way. They're not going into the game with that kind of mindset.
You never look at the schedule and see the toughness of it going into a game?
As soon as it comes out, before the season starts, you look at the schedule, sure. But teams do change, some for the better, some for the worst, and we change as individuals, Our skills may wane a bit going into the next year. You're not the same. Mm-hmm. I think so much of it, there's an energy out there that kind of dictates how we play sometimes. Your intentions are always good, and you feel like if things just go wrong sometimes you can't throw a strike, you're wild, and sometimes you're closing your eyes, missing a tackle or whatever. So Buffalo has an edge in that they won the last two games. Mm-hmm. They really believe they're going to win. They really believe they're supposed to win. Now, the Jets, they want to win badly, and they feel like they're better, but they haven't proven it. They got to prove that they're better than that Buffalo bunch.
Joe, when you won, Jet fans are just agonizing over this team. They have for years. When you won the Super Bowl in '69, would you have ever even fathomed that they still had not won a Super Bowl in 2016?
No. I couldn't even think of myself being here in 2016 or living at that. 2016 was so far off. 2000 was so far off. Are you kidding me? Back in 19... Oh, Michael, no. I didn't think that far ahead. I had planned on living to be 100 or so if I didn't get hit by a truck. But, man, I couldn't relate to the year 2016. No, sir.
Now, we talked about Fitzpatrick a little bit. Well, what are your thoughts on Revis? Could we be actually seeing a real step back here? Last year people talked about it, but he still had a nice year. Yesterday was not so good from Darrelle.
Played against an outstanding receiver and passing combination there, I might add.
A.J. Green's very tough.
And if you watched a couple of those breaks where A.J. just broke it off at the right time and Darrelle was turned inside, A.J. might have caught an 8-yard out when he had about a 4-yard cushion by that time by Darrelle. They had done their homework, certainly, on Darrelle. Down the middle, that deep post, we hear that there was supposed to be some help back there, a safety back there, and that very well could be true. But no matter what, time catches up with athletes. I don't know, other than Usain Bolt, the older you get, I think we all slow down, whether it's a split second in a 40 or a second, you do lose some speed and some quickness.
Well, he had admitted to us last week that he's not as fast as he was, so he's got to make certain adjustments. But you went through it in your career. We see CeCe Sabathia going through it with the Yankees, that you have to make adjustments. But how difficult is it psychologically to realize I'm not the same guy I was 7-8 years ago? I've got to make those adjustments. But is it a blow to your ego knowing you have to do that?
It's almost scary to a degree. I can only go back down to having a first knee injury that I had. That eliminated the kind of running and quickness that I was used to as a kid growing up up until my senior year in college, going into fourth game. Once I hurt that that knee, that leg, your running stuff makes you a different I doesn't makes you a different person almost, you know, approaching the situation. You've got to recognize. For me, it was tough. For Darrelle, he's wily, he's experienced, he's smart enough to be able to adjust some to it. But when you get confronted with the speedster out there, you're either going to have to give him a big cushion, he's going to catch him under you, or if that quarterback's throwing strikes, that receiver's going to get a step or two on you, and it's going to be a problem.
Now, Joe is going to be in New York on October 20th of this year at the Plaza Hotel, where I got married, Joe.
Wow.
Whoa,
Name
boy.
drop. You hear that?
Yes, and I met his wife, and is he a lucky guy? Yeah.
He did. We all know.
Nice going, Michael. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. That means a lot coming from you. And it's at 6:30 p.m. and it's an event that honors Joe, and it benefits the traumatic brain injury patients at the Joe Namath Neurological Research Center at Jupiter Medical Center. So tell us about this evening, Joe, and how people can get involved, because this sounds like a great, great night.
Well, we can get involved. There's still plenty of room, but the cause, again, is what's important, traumatic brain injuries. Whenever some folks will certainly hear me talk about it and think of sports, but it's not regulated to the sportsmen. It's for families, children, people fall off bicycles, get in automobile wrecks, soldiers have traumatic brain injuries, and there's just not enough knowledge about it. And I went through a process of treatment for some concussions that I had, and visually saw the difference take place in brain scans with my brain and also cognitive tests that I took. I'm convinced that there's a process that can help, and many people, and the people that we have had go through the study at Jupiter Medical Center have shown a marked improvement in their health, in their cognitive life, in being able to communicate even. It's wonderful, and we need to raise money to have these studies done.
I'm going to give everybody a number, and we'll give it a little bit later on as well. For more information, you have to contact Tara Holcomb at 561-263-3724. That's 561-263-376. I don't know what's wrong with my mind today. 561-263-3724. That's the number, and I'll give it a little bit later on. An evening honoring Joe Namath at the Plaza Hotel, October 20th. It starts at 6:30 p.m., and if Joe's there, it's going to be high class. It's going to be great.